episode of the HOP Nerd Podcast. I am your host, Sam Goodman, the HOP Nerd LLC. Make sure you head over to the website, www.thehopnerd.com for fundamentals, learning teams, support, and so much more. Send us an email, thehopnerd@gmail.com, and be sure to follow along with us on all things social media at The Hop Nerd or at Sam Goodman. Welcome to today's episode. Did you know that we're giving away 10 more copies of 10 Ideas to Make Safety Suck Less? Yeah, so we've given away about 200 copies since we published that book about 8 months ago. How freaking cool is that? That was a big part of the mission when we first launched. When I say we, it was me. I say we because this is a bit of a family endeavor. Most of you following along see Avery and Jarrell and all the behind the scenes support that I get to help bring you all of these things. But that was part of the idea when we launched the podcast, was to create resources and tools and stuff, content, video, podcasts, and on and on and on and on, completely free of charge for folks out there on this journey. Because when I first started, there wasn't any of this kind of stuff happening. There wasn't really a ton of podcasts like onesie twosies. There wasn't really any video content. There wasn't really any short form video content. There was just not a lot. And the stuff that you found was great. There was just not much of it. And some of it was hidden behind paywalls and all of those kind of sort of things. So we wanted to break down some of that and get a bunch of resources to folks out there on this journey. And giving away those books is a part of that. This podcast is a part of that. All of the short form content that you see across YouTube and LinkedIn and everywhere else, that is a part of it. All those blogs, all those downloadable things on the website over at thehopnerd.com under the resources tab, all of those things, it was exactly that. Getting resources, getting tools in the hands of folks out there doing this thing, on this journey, practicing HOP in like real life, like actually bringing human and organizational performance to life within their organizations. So if you want a copy of 10 Ideas to Make Safety Suck Less, and you don't have one, or you want an extra one that you want to give away, or you just want two, I keep more than one on my shelf as well, go over and sign up. You got to go over to LinkedIn. That's probably the easiest way to do that. Follow me on LinkedIn. I post stuff about how to sign up there all the time. It's pretty simple. It's liking a post and following some stuff and then signing up, so I know where to send your fancy brand spanking new book to you at. Or you can just head over to winthe10, WIN the number 10, winthe10.com. That's probably actually the easiest way to do it. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll link the stuff down in the boxes below. What do you call it? A description. There we go. The word finally came to me. I'll link it in the description if you're watching on YouTube. But let's jump right into today's episode with all of that being said. And what I wanted to talk about was this idea of connecting the operational lived reality of workers with the strategic vantage point of leaders. And we've all seen that famous stick picture brought to us by the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Todd Conklin, right? We've all seen that stick picture with our employees, the folks that GSD, the folks that get shit done, being kind of on the pointier end. And the farther you go away from that, you get more towards the blunt end. Now, with their folks on the pointy end of work, they have all of that operational know-how. They know reality. They know how stuff happens IRL, in real life. They know how shit gets done. Now, they don't have a ton of authority or resources, though. The farther you get towards that blunt end, typically you have more authority and resources. So connecting this operational lived reality of workers with this kind of strategic vision and resources and authority of leaders, connecting these two vantage points, these two distinct roles in our organizational hierarchy, that's vital. That's absolutely vital. That's what we like to call around here the magic sauce. When you get those two things together, that's the magic sauce. Because this operational lived reality provides those leaders with just a wealth of information. And that wealth of information is often untapped or at least underutilized, right? And it's not that leaders and employees have better or worse information than each other. It's that they have two very unique sets of information, and it's that they hold two very unique positions within the organizational structure. So as I said, when you connect those two, that's what we call the magic sauce. In every organization, leaders and employees, they occupy those distinct vantage points within that organizational structure. While leaders possess this viewpoint of strategic vision and have access to resources, it's the employees, right? It's the employees who have a true intimate understanding of our day-to-day operations. And recognizing the value of both of these perspectives and then bridging that gap between these two distinct operational realities, it becomes crucial in our complex and complicated and wild and uncertain work worlds. By understanding the normal work, the nitty-gritty details, the raw and the real information of normal work that is carried out by our employees, leaders can gain those valuable insights that inform their strategic decision-making. It can foster a whole bunch stronger connection between these two operational lived realities of those who do the work and that strategic vision and vantage point of those who lead within our organizations. Leaders and employees, these different vantage points that shape their understanding of the organization. Employees are at the forefront of operations. They're engaging in these tasks each and every day. They live in the shit, right? They live in it. They're the ones that are interacting with your customers. They're the ones that are pushing the buttons and pulling the knobs and spinning the valves. They're the ones that troubleshoot issues on a daily basis. They're the ones that adapt their way through and make shit successful day and night. So when you couple that valuable and often underutilized information with the strategic vision and resources of leaders, magic sauce, right? Back to the point on magic sauce. These employees have firsthand knowledge of how shit gets done. They know areas where inefficiencies hide, where problems hide, where there's brittleness, where there's inefficiencies, and on and on and on and on, and all these kind of areas for improvement within their roles. So again, this operational lived reality provides that wealth of information. It's a gift. Understanding operational lived reality is a gift. This scary, a lot of times scary, good, bad, and sometimes ugly information about how shit actually gets done within our organization. Now, leaders, on the other hand, as we were kind of mentioning, they have all of these resources and they have this broader view of the organization, of the landscape. They have that strategic vision. They're responsible for setting direction, making those strategic decisions, and allocating those vitally needed resources. Their focus typically lies in aligning the organization's objectives with its overall vision and mission. So from the strategic vantage point, sometimes leaders tend to disconnect from the ground level realities that are faced by employees. So bridging this gap, leaders and employees, it's transformative, right? And by actively seeking to understand and learn more about how normal work occurs, leaders can tap into a powerful set of operational data, into a powerful set of operational information. And this connection enables leaders to make more informed decisions, refine their strategies, and allocate those resources where they're actually needed. So you're connecting these two different vantage points, these two different sets of information. Again, back to kind of that key point, right? It's not that leaders and employees have better or worse information. It's that they have two different unique sets of information. And when you can connect those two different unique sets of information, and you can connect those two very powerful and different roles together, we can co-create what the future looks like. We can co-create better together. Thanks for listening, everybody. We greatly appreciate all of your support of the HOP Nerd Podcast, the HOP Nerd LLC. If you need a little bit of help bringing human and organizational performance to life, if you would like to take your efforts around learning and improving to the next level? Yep, I can help with that. Head over to www.thehopnerd.com or send me an email, thehopnerd@gmail.com. Until next time, bye everybody. Bye.